Hey people, it's Tuesday, November the 24th, and it is 12:45 in the afternoon. And I'm here in the financial district at Melinda Street and Yonge Street. But for today's walk, I'll be making my way over to University Avenue and walking north on University Avenue. I've walked south on University Avenue before in some other videos, but I don't think I've ever walked north, so get a bit of a different perspective. It's kind of a fittingly chilly late autumn day. I don't think it's supposed to get much above 0 degrees, maybe 1 or 2 degrees. I'm just cutting through the Commerce Courtyard, named after these office buildings known as Commerce Court West and Commerce Court North. The old historic building is Commerce Court North, and this one from the early 1970s is Commerce Court West. Both of these buildings at one time were the tallest building in the British Empire. This one was completed in 1930, and this one I think 1970 or 71, early 70s in any case. You can see some remnants of the snowfall we had a couple of days ago. Most of the snow in the downtown area is gone, but out away from the lake, further out into the outer neighborhoods, there's still a significant amount of snow on the ground. This is Tembo, mother of elephants. Let's get one more shot of the old classic. I love it. I love this old building. And also, my favorite modern skyscraper, Scotia Plaza. That nice red one in the background. Or maybe it's more burgundy. And as you probably know, as of yesterday, Toronto was in another lockdown for 4 weeks at the least. But things don't seem to have changed that much since we were in the code red, which was the stage above lockdown. There's just a few more restrictions. Such as non-essential retail is closed and open only to curbside pickup and delivery. And they closed down gyms again. And they are no longer allowing outdoor seating for restaurants. Takeout and delivery only. And they're limiting capacity inside stores that are open with essential goods. So this is not a full lockdown by any means, not like the one back in March. It's a cool little sky bridge connecting two of the TD Center towers. That was added later. That wasn't originally part of this first Toronto Dominion Center Tower that was built in the late 60s. They added that when they built this fourth tower, or is that the fifth one? I think it's the fourth one. There were originally 3 towers in the Toronto Dominion Center, which is designed by Mies van der Rohe, famous architect. Hope I pronounced his name right. And then later on they added 2 additional towers that were not part of his vision. This is one of the imposters here. And these are the original 3. So let's make our way over to the foot of University Avenue. I don't know if I can take a shortcut here. I don't think so. Here is the architect whose name I was trying to pronounce earlier. This is looking up York Street. University is the next street over, but I'll swing down here because it kind of swings around and starts where York Street intersects with Front Street. And here's the venerable, iconic Royal York Hotel. Got a nice view looking at the Royal Bank Plaza through here. And an awesome view of the CN Tower from here. There's CIBC Square, the first phase. It's just finishing up construction. The second phase will rise just to the north of it, and it's slated to begin very soon. And here we are beginning our walk up University Avenue. Get one last look behind. I've always liked how Union Station appears when you come around the bend here. It's such a grand, massive building. And speaking of grand, University Avenue is really downtown Toronto's only grand avenue. Up ahead a ways, it splits off with a median in the middle that has fountains and statues and greenery. Of course, the fountains and the greenery won't be evident right now. Might have to come back in the summer. I do have some older videos walking past University Avenue when the fountains are turned on. It's looking east down Wellington Street. This section of University Avenue is the western boundary to the financial district. There's access into the path, the underground network of tunnels full of retail and restaurants. Looking down King Street. Now, I have walked north along this section of University before in another video, but I'm almost certain I've never walked all the way up to College Street going north. There's Adelaide Street. This is the Shangri-La Hotel and residences. See, here is where the median starts to divide the street. Hopefully that poor guy is able to keep warm. It's crossing Richmond Street. Now we're just walking past the Four Seasons Center for the Performing Arts, which is where the opera and ballet do their thing. We're at Queen Street. There you can see City Hall popping up behind Osgoode Hall. This is the Canada Life building, which is another awesome historic skyscraper. Let's take a little peek inside here, Osgoode Hall. The grounds are really quite beautiful. See the clock tower of Old City Hall. I guess Guess I didn't have to walk through that little gate thing. I could have just walked right through here. Now, traditionally, University Avenue has been lined with institutional and government buildings and hospitals, but they have been adding some residential towers in the last 5 years or so, and I see more of that coming, which is good. Might liven it up a bit in terms of pedestrian activity. It's a busy street, and it does get fairly busy with pedestrians during rush hour in non-pandemic times. But it's a bit lacking in interesting retail for pedestrians. It's getting better though. This is the provincial courthouse. And a new courthouse building under construction. Just looking back at the financial district with the ginormous Sheraton Hotel blocking most of it. And I believe that is the American consulate across the street. You'll often see protesters out on the sidewalk in front of there. I'm going to cross here just to see if I can actually walk along this median here. Trying to get a proper view of the street from both sides. So these tall towers here are a couple of the residential buildings I was talking about. Well, I can feel the subway going underneath. I just felt my feet vibrating. The subway line does run underneath University Avenue. We're at Dundas Street. It's looking east. You can see one of the electronic billboards at Dundas Square off in the distance. Now another 50-story residential building is going to be built on top of this old office building. It's just getting underway now. They actually did that with this here. This was an office building, the first 17 floors, and they reclad it in glass and added this tower on top. guess it's okay to walk across here. So now we're coming to the Hospital Row section of University. We have Sick Kids Hospital, otherwise known as the Hospital for Sick Children. The Mount Sinai Hospital, Toronto General Hospital. Up ahead is Princess Margaret Hospital. I don't know if I can walk across here without someone trying to run me over. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Try and go. Yeah, they put benches here, so you know, obviously people are meant to hang out in these medians. If you can get to them without getting run over. Here we've reached College Street. This is a very narrow sidewalk, but hey, if it's here, it's meant to be walked on. So this is where University Avenue ends. The streets looping around the provincial legislature on either side, called Queen's Park Crescent, east and west. And then on the other side, they come back together. And then once the street passes Bloor Street, it becomes Avenue Road. For those who didn't know, Toronto is the capital of the province of Ontario. And the national capital, Ottawa, is also in Ontario, so Ontario has two capitals. I think I just realized that they took down, or they covered up the statue of John A. Macdonald. I was kind of looking for it and I thought I was looking in the wrong place, but I believe they put a tarp over it. He was Canada's first Prime Minister. But, you know, I'm sure you've seen on the news that historical figures who have statues are not looked upon kindly these days. That guy still has his statue. I guess he was a saint. Whitney, that old historic skyscraper right behind there, is the Whitney Block, actually. So here we are, the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. And for any Rush fans, you might recognize the archway at the entrance. It was on the cover of their probably biggest selling album, Moving Pictures. So yeah, if you have one of those albums, take a look at the cover. And that's what you're seeing. So I think I'll wrap up this walk with a nice view looking south back down University Avenue. If you enjoyed this, please by all means subscribe to my channel. Like, share, comment, tell your friends and your family. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I've been posting daily lately.